This is a 1 to 500 topographical recreation of the entire world in Minecraft, and I intend to make the name of my country known to the entire server. This video took a long time to make, just as all nations take time to develop, so if you would consider liking and subscribing, maybe I won't invade your homeland. Prologue. I began life somewhere in real-life Turkey, northwest of this nation called the Ottoman Empire. Don't know if you've heard of it. I decided I'd establish my nation, Kaqistan, near Saudi Arabian town called Medina for no particular reason. The biggest problem I had at the time was transportation, since the map is so big. Keep in mind it's 1 to 500 or something like that. I'd have to walk at least 3,000 blocks to my destination. After traveling for so long, I arrived in Medina with no money to my name. So I set up camp on a hill close to the town and began mining. Part 2. Power. After mining, I began to scope out the local competition. Right here, Windmill and Rake, the second largest server at the time. Look at all these towns they own. Oh, except for this town owned by Chile for some reason. I discovered that it actually cost $2,000 to create a town, and that I would need to make some money. I asked around, and apparently the only way to get money is by doing missions, which required you to vote for the server online, which is kinda scummy. I went and did that, and got some assorted farming quests that required an absurd amount of food for just a little money. And since I didn't have any of that, I decided to commit intercontinental theft on multiple humble farms. After collecting some completely necessary supplies, I decided to create my own plantation and not steal from any more farms. Part 3. The farm. In probably a day's work, I had advanced my farm and cultivated 3 different crop types in order to make money. I also set up a little dwelling to keep all my stuff in, and decorated the outside with beautifully crafted flags resembling my cape. And you know, we did a little off-camera mining and additionally collected a surplus of food and seeds. Oh, and someone gifted me an entire aged barrel of distilled whiskey even though I don't drink. Over here we have the kiln, set up as a place for my glass smelting operation, which didn't make any profit. So I guess I have a chest full of glass now. Here's a view of my newly annexed land area I got with the help of some friends, and yeah. Part 4. Capture. I logged onto the Dine map one day to take a look at this vast Minecraft world when... What's this? Just like that, my farming village had been captured by the Islamic... yeah, that's how you pronounce it, right? Which wasn't a good thing since my whole goal was to be independent. But I sat quiet for the most part until I could leave the nation. Part 5. Grief. Hers. I don't know. I was minding my own business, farming carrots or something like that, when out of nowhere I was killed by an armed trespasser by the name of Venom Lol. Apparently he thought that was pretty funny, as the name suggests, ha. I geared up to defend myself and my land, but in a server where firearms were meta, that clearly wasn't going to work. I logged off as soon as I saw the second guy on my land. I could see them from the map, running around like crazed monkeys for like 3 minutes for no reason. Afterward, I logged on to assess the damage done to my crops. Part 6. War. At some point, I was temp banned for having bad internet access. A couple days passed, and for some reason, my situation on this server keeps escalating, and I have no clue why. This little icon right here says that a country called Aragon is sieging my town with no motive. This meant I had to fight, but before I even could fight, I would need to actually learn how sieging works. Here's the introduction. Blah blah blah. Sieges are between nations who attack and towns who defend. A nation starts a siege when the king or a general places a colored banner known as the siege banner just outside the target town. Town structures and stored items remain safe during the siege, which is something I didn't know at the time. The cost to begin a siege is $75 per plot owned by the siege town. Money is deposited by the sieging nation into a war chest, which will be awarded later to the siege winner. Recently besieged towns have temporary siege immunity. There are 2 official military sides in every siege, the attackers and the defenders. Players win sieges by holding ground within 16 blocks of the siege banner. Kind of like odd point capture or something like that. And or by killing enemy soldiers within the siege zone. With that, I was now ready for battle, probably. Part 7, Final Showdown. Me and my friend Spankler, hiding in a cave. The War General of Aragon, EOT 794, dude, I don't even know how to pronounce that, said that he would arrive in our town to kill me and get their points when a player named TGamer8, dude, what is up with all the numbers, started traveling to us with Teo, because apparently these two were friends, teamers. You can't see it right now, but Teo is flying in a plane above the town while T-Gamer is pacing back and forth on our crops. I threw an explosive trap to get them down to us.
That's bait.
T-Gamer sure was quick with the absolutely demoralizing comment. A little while later, Spankler decides he wants to leave, but he forgets that the doorway is rigged to explode, and yeah, he exploded.
What was that?
A few more minutes passed and someone just started letting go of all the ammo.
Yeah, full enchanted diamond.
Spankler successfully lured him to the doorway for me to open fire.
Okay, shot! That's what I'm doing! He's gonna come after.
The grenade I threw made this little hole in the wall that I could shoot through a Rainbow Six Siege style. The gamer continues to try and intimidate us. Spankler came up with a plan to end him swiftly though. It's a 2v1 bruh, and you're scared. Yeah, but it's like John Cena versus... Okay. But about 10 minutes passed and T-Gamer miraculously disappeared from the server. So that's it, I guess. We don't die. But this is actually really bad news because if Teo leaves the siege zone, we can't kill him for points, which means we would ultimately lose the siege. Both of us just began frantically gathering our valuables to store in end chests until the siege blew over. So yeah, the siege ended and left our town in a ruined state, meaning that there was no grief protection. Until I was able to reclaim it for $200, I mean, that's cool, I guess. So I have my own town back and I joined a nation called Barca so that I wouldn't be sieged again. I'm still playing to this day, so if anyone wants to join me in order to make my own nation, join the Discord server in the description to become part of our army. This video took a long time to make, so subscribe.